Hello, how are you doing? How are you? Hope you're fine. Hope you're good. How is life? Hope all is going on well. Welcome to Lawyers Infohub. This is a platform where we share law tips, legal tips, life experiences of lawyers. We share legal concepts. We talk about law in various aspects, procedural, substantive. We talk about legal issues and aimed at helping you as a lawyer, as a law student, to become better in whatsoever area of law you're practicing or in whatever you are doing. So today we are looking at how to look for job or how to get employed as a new week. Many people have asked me this question. Yes, after law school, how do we now get jobs? How were you able to get a job? Or how did it work for you? And all of that. So I'm going to just share some tips because this platform was created to just help support the legal education in Nigeria in whatever way we can. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's discussion. Now, when you're done from law school, congratulations. That was a big feat. Many people, depending on the school you attended. So many people after the law school, they just go to the youth service. If you're watching outside Nigeria, youth service is a period where students who have graduated from the university serve their fatherland, in a 1 year period of compulsory service. They are posted to different states to serve in different capacities and in different parastatals and organizations. So, so many people do their youth service after law school. Whereby, if you are from a school that has backlogs, many people would have done their youth service before going to law school. So, whichever way, once you're done, you want to start working, what can you do? How do you go about it? How do you get jobs? How do you work with them in an eight class or a top tier law firm? How do you go about it? So that's what we're going to discuss. So I believe that this discussion will help you in profiling your search, in helping you focus and arrange yourself, put yourself in place, and have an open mind to what in what you're going to expect. Now they always say it's greener on the other side. Many people were opportune to start work immediately they're done from the law school through maybe there is someone who knows someone, they were hooked, they're connected to work in the firm, a family friend, a parent's friend, a church member, a neighbor, someone they know that is a lawyer, they can just start up with that person, pending when they now get a place of their choice. Many other students who excelled so well in their exams, many of them, will get awards from, there are different categories award at the law school during the call to bar ceremony. Different firms sponsor, some awards. So many students who are opportune to receive those awards, those law firms can call them to say, okay, you can work with them with us, because sometimes these awards comes with job offer. So if you're in that category, congratulations to you. Just from when you're done from law school, you're going straight to work. Many best graduating first class students, many get offers, you know, after they're called to bar, and it's easier for them to just move in to work. But for you who didn't get an award, you're done from school. The first thing I always ask people, or always tell people who have come across, to me, or who have come across in when we're discussing job, I always ask them, where do you want to settle? Where do you want to start? Many people have started in a particular place and suddenly they move to another place. It happens. But if you didn't get a job immediately, or you ask yourself, "But where do I want to locate to? Where do I want to start from? Do I want to stay in a suburb? Do I want to stay in a big city? Do I want to stay in a small city? Do I want to go back to where my parents are? Do I, these are like, there's a lot of considerations into, knowing where to stay, ranging from accommodation, welfare. So these are things that make people consider where they will relocate, whether they're relocating or whether they're staying back where they have somewhere to put their head. But whichever way, you have to ask yourself, do I still continue where I have always been, or do I move to another city? For example, if you're in Nigeria, you consider, okay, let me move to Lagos. I've heard that Lagos is a commercial hub, a commercial city. People get a lot of job opportunities in Lagos. Lagos is a beautiful place. I've worked in Lagos, so I can tell you what works in Lagos. Lagos is a commercial hub, beautiful, but there are still lawyers who can get jobs. There are still lawyers who are scamping for work job opportunities. There are also lawyers who are working, but where they are not paid well. So you can see that it's not always as you see it. Now, but there are good opportunities in Lagos. As much as there are also good opportunities in other states. Everything depends on where you are and what you're doing. Now, I've also worked in another big city, Abuja, which is the capital of Nigeria. It's also a very big city. There are opportunities, but people will always say opportunities in Lagos are better. I'm just using these two cities just for example. It doesn't mean there are not good opportunities in other states. There are other wonderful states. There are great opportunities there, but I'm just using these cities for an example. So it's not like I'm excluding other states or people that are in the other states are not doing well. No, that's not the point. So the point is that I've also worked in Abuja. In Abuja, the city is calm. It's a beautiful place. There are law firms, but I was telling you from experience that the payment in terms of salary um, can be compared to Lagos because of certain things, like because Lagos is a commercial city, more clients and all of that. But most law firms in Abuja they pay well to depending on the standard because also the standard of living in Abuja is not easy; it's also high. So they also factor in for high class law firms, but for normal law firms, one man business, the payment is not always too high. It's just like average, just like average, something you can manage, pending when you get something else. So there are also wonderful cities, just different Port Harcourt, Calabar, Enugu, different places you can work. Now, another thing you have to ask yourself as a new week, yes, because you're a new lawyer, as a new week is, do I want to go in-house? What kind of practice do I want for myself? These questions are important to now help you in challenging the kind of work you want to do and where you're going to seek for employment. You need to answer these questions. Do I want to go in-house? Do I want to work in a law firm, in a company? Do I want to work in the bank? Do I want to work in the oil and gas sector? Do I want to work in the electricity sector? Do I want to work in the government parastatal like Ministry of Justice, land registries? There are a lot of work for lawyers. Many people, lawyers even work in schools, in the university, not just like a lecturer, but like legal admin. Many people, also lawyers, also work as human resource personnel in different companies, parastatal organizations. Do I want to work in an international office? Many lawyers are in different fields, different places. So these questions will help you channel your energy to the right direction. Now, if, for example, you want to work in the bank, many lawyers want to work in the bank, in the legal department, they love that banking work, you start applying to the banks. For others who want to work with the ministry, you start applying to the ministry. When there's an opening, you apply. But for others who say, okay, I want to practice law. Let me give it 3 years, let me give it 5 years so that I will understand. I've learned the theory. Let me practicalize it. Then I will now have an informed choice of where I'm headed or where I want to, create my niche in or the area I want to be involved in. Beautiful. I've done a video on the beauty of pupillage. I am an advocate of pupillage. I underwent pupillage, so I love pupillage and I advise people to also undergo pupillage because pupillage is a period you learn the ropes, Your privilege experience also affects what you become. Yes, somehow, yeah, because it's where the foundation is being laid. So I encourage young lawyers, new weeks, to undergo pupillage, even if it's for 1 year, 2 years, before you can now venture into any area, so that uh, you have practical knowledge of all you've been taught for the past 6 or 7 years. Now, for you who wants, okay, I want to work in a law firm, what do I now do? Now you ask yourself, in that city you have decided to settle in, Google law firms in that city. Yes, technology has made certain things very easy for us, because before now people have to be moving from one place to another. Google top law firms in that area, in that city, in that state. They will come out. They will just come out. You start looking at them. Most top law firms have, many top law firms have websites. We are in the tech age, and they utilize the technology in their business, in their practice. So when you check out their websites, look at what this law firm, what are they into. Many law firms now are, specialized. Some are still doing general practice. So you ask yourself, you look at their website and see what they do. If you like what they do, you can just check their career page, part of the website. You see, sometimes you see career, sometimes you see join us. You see, sometimes you see, you want to work with us, or vacancies, depending on how it is couched on the website. But you see, you want to be a part of us. You see a place you can just make inquiries or submit your CV. So when you see it in that website, you log in, you check it out. If you need to send your CV, you send your CV. There's also phone numbers in the website of people you can reach out. Sometimes you can make a call. I'm so person. You can speak to the firm manager, who are the business development manager, depending on the structure in the firm. So they can, okay, drop your CV with the office. You can also see the email address of the website of the office of the firm. But adventure, you don't see those features I'm just talking about. So you can send your CV to them. Now, once you want to start looking for a job, you must have a CV. Now, people ask, CV, won't it just be dry? What have I done? What have I always encourage people. Many of us didn't get to have this understanding when we were schooling. See, as a student, there are online certifications you can do at no cost. Even to Ivy League schools like Harvard, there are free courses you can do online to boost your law degree, to boost your degree, so that when you present your CV, like, I mean, you have attended all these trainings, you have these certifications, it puts you, on a very high pedestal. It gives you an elevation. It gives you a leverage, you know, when you're competing with your mates. Now, for you who have not done anything, you just went to school and you're out, no problem. Doing the work experience you can put in is peradventure, the place you did your externship, if you participated in moot court trials. There are schools that still run internship program, that students in 300 level, 200 level, maybe they do go and do 1 month placement in a law firm when they go home for holidays. Or they have good schools that still do that, especially private universities, where before you're done with your 5K course, you must have gone to 2 or 3 internships. So these are work experiences you can put. Now, for other people who have those who attended public universities, many people who are very understand what is happening and have people around them that will encourage and push them. What most of them do is, during holiday, without any school sending them, they will go and locate a law firm within their neighborhood and start going there to understand law firm ethics, law firm administration. They might not be following them to court, but they understand how the workings of a law firm. So such experience, this is called volunteer work, helps. You can add it to your CV to say, this is what I've been exposed to and this is what I have done, so that your CV will not be too empty. Now, for a new week, most law firms are looking for, you made a first class. Sometimes they will tell you, we only accept those that made first class or 2-1 in law school and in the university. Yes, When I say it's discriminatory, it's not discriminatory. They have a class, they have a standard they have set for themselves, and they want to maintain that standard. That is why I tell people, well, if you're a student, you're in school, do all you can to come up with good grades. It helps. It helps. Yes, it helps. It helps a lot. You're a student, focus on being a student, come up with good grades, and it will help you in your job search. Now, for other law firm who are not particular about whether you came out with the pass or whether you came out with the 2-1, you just put down your CV, go online. There are apps that can help you create a professional CV. Your CV too is your selling point. Your CV is your selling point. You have to create a good CV. A good CV, very important. Are there awards you've won? Are there trainings you've gone to? Put them in your CV. Let it be a professional CV. You have it, then you do a covering letter. Sometimes you can have a generic covering letter. You can now also modify it based on the criteria or the job vacancies you've seen. Sometimes I say, okay, we need so person, we need a lawyer with certain skills, and you have those skills. You can modify your cover letter to include that. So you must have a cover letter, and you must have your CV ready. So when you check out these law firms on the internet, you look out for them, check their address. It's good because sometimes you can address it properly from from the website. You know who to address it to, with the name of the owner of the firm, their address. You put it on your cover letter. You send it to them. You send it after 1 month. Did you hear from them? You can do a reminder. Please, I sent my CV to your firm. I've not heard from you. It's polite reminder. Sometimes my get back to you, say, we have taken note of your CV. If when we are recruiting, we will consider you. We will consider your application. Sometimes they will say we have closed, no more applications. We're not recruiting for now. Yeah, just keep checking. If there is an opening, please do resend your CV. Now, beyond checking the internet for top law firms or law firms around you, you can also do the physical search. Yes, the using the internet is a virtual or search. So now you do the physical search. Now in your state, in your environment, you can locate law firms around there where you go and drop your CV with, by hand. Put it in an envelope, well addressed. You can just, the cover letter can just be generic. You can put spaces where you can fill the name of the law firm. Prevention, you have several applications to drop. So you can tell yourself, okay, this week I'm going to locate 4 law firms or 5 law firms and drop my CV. You go there, you greet the receptionist or the secretary politely. You ask them that you want to see the boss. If the boss is not around, any senior lawyer or the firm manager. Sometimes some law firms have firm manager, they have business development manager, they have a HR, depending on the arrangement of the firm. So you go meet them, speak to them, and drop your CV and take a contact, take their number, or they say, okay, keep checking on or send an email to us. You drop your CV. See, many people have not tried and they keep complaining. Keep trying, keep dropping your CV. Few of them will call you. Many law firms love working with new weeks. Why? Because they will be the one to train the new week to who or what they want them to be like in terms of work, not just changing their character, changing their life. No, train them to fit into their work system. Many law firms love grooming young lawyers, and before you know, those young lawyers grow in the firm from one level to the other, and before you know it, there are senior lawyers in the firm. So you see, sometimes you go to firms, you see people that have worked 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 5 years, 4 years. They've groomed them through a process. Why some law firms don't like young lawyers, they also want knowledgeable or older lawyers, but that shouldn't deter you. But I know that some law firms love young lawyers. They will groom. Now, another place you can seek for employment is the place you did your externship. If you've done your youth service, if you were posted in a law firm, if you do well, they can retain you. I didn't look for one day, I didn't look for a job. I just finished my youth service today. The next day, I started work. So I didn't look for a job. But over time, I'm experienced in all the I've interviewed young lawyers, I've recruited. So I understand what I'm saying, and it works. So don't lose hope. Just keep dropping your CV, keep dropping your CV. When you go out, tell people I'm a lawyer. You. Another very important place people forget is the bar centers. Bar centers um, buildings, is the building or the secretariat of the lawyers in that state. In every state, you see that there is a bar center where the lawyers always gather once in a month to have their monthly meeting. Go to the courts. You're looking for a job, you've not gone to the courts. It's another very beautiful place where you see vacancies. People go to the courts to paste vacancies. So locate the court in your vicinity, in your state. Go to the state high court, the magistrate court. You will see vacancies pasted all over. Check out for the recent ones. You can also drop your CV. That's where there's another place you can drop your CV. You will see people note down their emails, paste it all around the notice board. Like you see the ages they need 0 to 2 years, 3 to 5. You see, and you drop your CV. Now, when you go to the state high court, you ask lawyers there, please, where do they do the monthly bar meeting? That is very important. Go and connect, go and be a part of them. Go to their next meeting, introduce yourself. Every meeting, they always invite new lawyers, new weeks, or people coming into the state to join them. So introduce yourself. They will ask you your name, to know you. Keep going for meeting, even when you don't have a job. This is where you will see almost 100 lawyers, 50 lawyers come together. You introduce yourself, sir, I'm so person, I'm a new week, I'm looking for job opportunities. You can even meet the chairman of the branch. Say, sir, I'm a new week, please, I'm looking for job opportunities, employment, if there's anyone. Sometimes you see in the meeting, we have new weeks amongst us. They are looking for firm. If you have a vacancy in your firm, please recruit them. Many in meetings it happens. So you need that network, you need to be involved, you need to be go around this network, you know to meet people. That way you build your network, you meet lawyers too, who are the potential employers. So the bar center, monthly bar meetings is another very good place you can go to connect to lawyers who are willing or whom we want to employ you. See, tips for getting a job or interview tips is a broad, very, very, very broad topic. Now, you have dropped your CV. I'm going to move to the next level. You have dropped your CV, they've called you for interview. What do you do? See, basically, many people feel, what am I going to say? Oh, I only know the theory aspect. Don't worry yourself. Any lawyer who interviews a young lawyer or a newbie will understand there are limitations to what these people will know. But it is expected at that level of interview is about the principle of law. They're not going to ask you practical, because you don't know them. So at that point, in most top law firms that interview, young lawyers, first of all, want to understand their quantitative reasoning ability. Are you able to think out of the box? Are you able to reason something? You're being given a story, you're being given some facts to decipher the legal issues. So at that point, they want to know, can you use your mind? Can you use your brain? So that is why most top law firms, when you go for their interviews, you do GMAT exams, all those English exams, verbal reasoning to understand, just want to test your IQ. Are you very intelligent? Are you smart? Can you think out of the box? That's a problem. Because people that think out of the box are people that will say, okay, these are the legal solutions to the problem. Do you understand? So many top law firms, they always do that test to just you know ascertain your reasoning level, your IQ proficiency. Then they will now ask you questions. Sometimes you do first interview, second interview, sometimes three interviews, depending on the type of law. Many law firms, you go through a lot, to be a part of them. Now they want to understand you. They just ask you basic principle law questions. Don't If you don't know it, don't be say I don't know it, but you can just give this is what I think. You ask him. You can just give a descriptive on of what you think, even if it's not what but at least you're saying some rather than I don't know it and you're keeping quiet. Before you go for interview two, you can also Google on how to answer questions. How to answer questions is very key. Your dressing matters, how to project yourself. Sometimes you go for interview